The Hound of the The Unspeakable Story. Unspeakable words, too, because I can't pronounce them.
It's coming! Sholmes's cry pierced through the thick wall of fog around us. Wisps of vapor flowed over the pistol as I cocked it, and I waited, breathlessly, in the stillness. The silence lasted for what seemed an eternity, until, at last, it appeared. From the shadows of the cloud, an enormous beast sprang out upon us. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with a smoldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames. Its rumbling pant and hideous howl, so terrified was I that I began to tremble with fear. "Look well, Wilson," Sholmes declared, gazing upon the mystical beast. "For this is the diabolical hound of the Baskervilles."
It's pronounced Baskervilles. Good to know. Our first 2 months in London passed by in a flash. Oh, okay, so this a little time skip, okay. So this is 2 months after everything, because those 2 cases happened in like 3 days. In that disconcerting courtroom experience we were first thrown into on the day we arrived in the country, and in Sasaki-san's terrible ordeal that had followed closely behind, we had emerged victorious. However, there then came an abrupt end to our opportunities to appear in court, which was hardly surprising, of course, since I was nothing more than an amateur, an unknown student of law from a faraway land. So life in our little office was very quiet. That is, until it was shattered one day by that fateful telegram. Whoa, look at it! Look at the office! Look at that! Oh, hey, Math, how's it going? He got his sanity back, yeah, from the Mario Maker stream. Yeah, I'm pretty sane now. There's no way I can get angry at this. Promise. There's no way I can get angry at this game. That morning, also, I don't know if I moved the audio up a little bit and I didn't do a test, so I don't know if it's too loud or quiet, so we'll just see. That morning, I was woken by the unreserved knocking on the door by the telegram boy. But after he'd gone, Sasato-san's behavior became very obviously strange. Sasato-san? Yes! Is it time to leave for the court already? Let me see. What case is it today? I don't think I'm scheduled to defend anyone at the moment, am I? I made you want to make an even worse level, so that's exactly what you're doing. Okay. Don't tell me about it ever, please. Thanks. I never want to do it again. I'm not even done your other one. I hate it. Precise jumps are the worst. Oh, no, of course not. How silly of me. But I think Iris said she would make us breakfast this morning. What if this game was like 60 just cases of nothing? Like, we've got to go down to the shop and pick up some potatoes and some chips as well. We've got to make chips for dinner for Mr. Sholmes. And that was the whole game. Until this part. I would love that, actually. And then every little thing at the beginning was Mr. Sholmes like, they got me chips, but the chips, they were very sharp on the edges, and they almost stabbed me, and it was like, whoa. But I think Iris said she would make us breakfast this morning. So shall we go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite? Yes! Iris makes the most delicious breakfast food. She does, doesn't she? And once our bellies are full, we can leave for court in fitting fighting form. Other way around. Let me see. What case is it today? Here we go again. Okay, I wanna check out my room. Make it that if you make that long and hard level, your stream might struggle uploading it. Yeah, and then I'll do it in a minute because I'm awesome at the game. All right, we've got a lot of new things here. We've got a Darukuma, is that what they're called in the background? I know it starts with a D, but I don't know the correct name for it. So this is the tea set. It brings luck, by the way. Fun fact. So this is the tea set that Sasato-san brought with her from Japan. Let's hope she hasn't noticed me slipping sugar and milk into my cup when she makes it. It's just so bitter. Tea is a drink to be enjoyed, Mr. Naruto-san. You really don't have to force yourself to drink it, you know. I don't like to see you screw up your face, though. Yeah, well, he's being polite. He's a good person. I mean, he was accused of murder at the beginning, but still, he's a good person. It was spring at last, and the weather is warmer now, but I love the smell of fire and the steam rising from the kettle. Oh, would you like some tea, Mr. Naruhodo-san? Thank you, Sasato-san, but I'm alright for now. With the green tea Sasato-san makes from time to time and Iris's unique herbal infusions, this place is paradise for a true tea lover. That's why he hates it there. Green tea is such a wonderful accompaniment to British tea cakes, don't you think? Tea cake. A tea cake. We've only just begun our stay in London for about 2 months. I didn't even read that. I was looking away as I said that. But my desk is starting to look a little messy already. You could tidy up once in a while. Sasato-san, I always say making a mess is a small sacrifice to pay for being able to further your studies. And in time spent tidying up is time you can't devote to the same cause. And time spent on ridiculous arguments is time that could be better spent on simple housework. She wins, but I'm supposed to be the lawyer here. He sucks as a lawyer. Phoenix really did better. Man, years pass and he's a good lawyer. Ah, the Daruma Doll I bought with me from home, still with only one eye colored in. I said I'd color the other eye in once I won my first court case here in Britain, but you have one, haven't you? Twice, in fact. Because I feel as though I'm still lacking as a lawyer. I tell you what, why don't you color the other eye in once you think I'm a proper, fully fledged lawyer? You have 40k channel points? Whoa. There's nothing to use them for, though. If you insist, there's nothing to use yet. Is it the case I was in at the beginning of the game? Alright, let's check over here. We've got lots more stuff here. I like checking everything I can. Do you know I've never seen the inside of your room there, Sasato-san? I've never even peeped inside. I should think so, too. A young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, you know. Whatever you say, young maiden. You'll wait for the day I add finish the hardest Mario Maker level ever? No. Have you seen the Mario Maker levels that some people make? They're insane. It's like complete Kaizo. I can barely do yours. Like, there's no way I could do any other Kaizo. We were rather lucky to find that old aquarium left behind. Wait, what? We were lucky to find that old aquarium left behind there. The prawns were put in there. We put in there are doing rather well, and the anemones too. So many words. It's a wonderful invention, isn't it? The sea behind glass in your room. Another example of Great Britain's greatness. Having to clean it out and change the water isn't so great, though, is it? No. I had a fish. I named him Yoshi, and then Yoshi was female, and Yoshi had a bunch of babies one day. And I was like, whoa, that's insane. Oh, this must be the telegram. Let's see. Ugh! No, you mustn't look at that. Not under any circumstances. Alright, I won't. I'm so sorry, Naruhodo-san, but you can be very mischievous at times. Then put the telegram away if you don't want people looking at it. That's the thing that is going to cause some trouble, isn't it? What are these? What are those, like, potatoes? Those are not potatoes. I'm not even gonna. Alright, I guess there's nothing else to show except for this. Check that out. I found this on the ground. It means a great deal to me, you know. That you cherish this armband so and wear it each time you appear in court. This was Kazuma's, so I feel really bad now for saying that I found it on the ground. Onions? Yeah, I think they are onions. No, they're definitely onions, but I didn't know people hung onions up on the wall. That's kind of cool. So that you cherish this armband so and wear it each time you appear in court. Well, it's very important to me. It's what shows that I'm a lawyer. And whenever I wear it, I feel as though it gives me strength. Through Kazuma. I absolutely can't be without it, especially when I'm at a critical point in a trial. They did that in that time. Yes, they did. But just the other day, I noticed you wearing it when we went to visit that pub. Sometimes I forget to take it off. Funny guy. How's the audio, by the way? Is the audio good? Audio good? I think it should be good, but I can turn it down a little bit if it's bad. Audio's fine? Okay. Alright, the telegram. Tell me about it. So, what was it about? The telegram that was delivered this morning, I mean. Oh, a telegram. I don't know what you're talking about. I just looked at it. What do you mean? I just looked at it and you got mad. Sequence breaking. Sorry, but you're not getting away with it. Well, I didn't think I would. Actually, don't give it a moment's thought. It's nothing interesting. Boring, in fact. It was just a boring old telegram. That's 3 times now that she's tried and failed to convince me that it was nothing. I promise that I'll tell you about it at some point. What is it, then? Alright, I understand. It has to be something, like, it has to be related to us in some way, because it can't be related to nothing. Saseki-san's death? No, it won't. It's not Saseki-san's death. I suppose Saseki-san will have arrived back in Japan. Oh yeah, and Saseki, I found out that his name is similar to an author from Japan. Hang on, it was like, because the name of the case was like the Kokoro. Like, I looked up a Kokoro. Hang on, let me look it up right now. Kokoro. Alright, so Kokoro is a novel by the Japanese author Natsume Saseki. Or Saseki, yeah. It was first published in 1914 in serial form in the Japanese newspaper. Yeah, so, or the Japanese newspaper Asahi Shimbun. So, like, that's based off of him. So that's pretty cool. The Smash with Nickelodeon characters looks boring. Look, I have no idea what I don't know what to say about that. Honestly, like I have no idea. It's really weird to me. I mean, maybe it'll be really good. Who knows? I suppose Saseki-san will have arrived back in Japan by now, won't he? Oh yeah, he went back to Japan. Yes, I should think so. He left immediately after that terrible ordeal. His plane crashed. Oh wait, there are no planes. Which would mean that he should have completed the voyage already, or should just be a few days away. A fortnight ago, we had that long telegram from him. Do you remember? Complaining of seasickness. But by and large, it seems the voyage has been going well. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? I was just wondering what might have become of Saseki-san had he stayed in London, that's all. You mean, as regards Lord Van Zeeks, the Reaper? Yes, I can't help but wondering if seasickness would have paled into I can't read today, wow. I can't help wondering if seasickness would have paled into insignificance in that case. The Reaper, what is he up to? I like that guy. I kind of like him. I didn't like him before. No, he's pretty stupid. He's a stupid lawyer because he doesn't say anything, and then when he does, I can easily disprove it, even if it's not how we're supposed to disprove it, but I can. What is it they say? That no one who stands in the dock can be saved from the Reaper, right? Yeah. Like the way that nightmarish trial ended on the very day we arrived in London. Even 2 months on, the cause of that dreadful fire is still a mystery. Yes, but at least Saseki-san is safely out of the country for now. Presumably that means, is this case going to be related to that in some way? That the curse of the Reaper can only take effect within the confines of the city of London, perhaps? Even if that's the case, it's a little comfort. Oh, it's little comfort, not a little comfort. It's little comfort. I have a terrible sense of foreboding. If the legend of the Reaper is to be believed, it would mean he wields the sword of justice himself. Come to think of it, I wonder what he's been up to these past 2 months. Surely not wielding that sword against more acquitted defendants. No, he only shows up for me, because I think he likes me. No, I don't think so. Apparently, Lord Van Zeeks hasn't appeared in court once since our last encounter, because he likes me. Oh? Yes, since Saseki-san's trial, he's withdrawn from the judicial service again, it seems. No, it's related to the Lord of Justice. It's related to him. He's up to something. He's like the main villain. I guarantee it. There's no way he's not the main villain. Really? Just like before, when he wasn't seen in court at all for several years. So it's just me who had to face him in his recent spate of trials, then? Ugh, just my luck. I wonder if luck doesn't come into it. Sorry, what was that? Oh, nothing. Never mind. Alright, Ooh, we going downstairs. Ooh, we going downstairs. Let's go. Breakfast time. Well, I wonder what it is. Eggs, I hope. This place is still a mess. Morning, Bruno. Morning, Susie. Is that Sholmes playing the violin? That's 100% Sholmes playing the violin. I guarantee it. Good morning, Iris. Iris? What is it, Bruno? What is that terrible noise? It sounds like a cat being strangled. Ah, yes, you noticed that, did you? Yep, there he is. Jack of all trades, isn't he? Hurley isn't in the best form this morning, it seems. Could Sherlock Holmes play... Oh, he's depressed. Hello. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Good morning. Good morning. To die, perhaps. Has something happened, Mr. Sholmes? You look miserable, and the way you were playing the violin before. My analytical mind is dead. Music is dead. The world is dead. Damn this bleached existence. That's all it is, my dear fellow. Nothing of consequence. I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, Iris, isn't it time we ate? Some dry toast and insipid coffee for me, if it's not too much trouble. Meow. What? Wagahai! Oh, look, it's Wagahai! Hey, Wagahai! Good morning, boy. Meow. That must be some sort of tiny door for cat. Yeah, like a cat door. But how did it get there? He made it. He's got superpowers. He's the culprit. Well then, everyone, time for breakfast. Are we just gonna completely ignore the fact that Sholmes he just has depression? Oh, wonderful. Let me help you, Iris. Oh, it would indeed be a fine day to die. What is wrong with you? I knew something looked different. What do you mean? You're only realizing it now. Oh, wait. Something's missing from Mr. Sholmes' desk. Wait, what was there before? I can't remember. Is he okay? I mean, let's go have a look. I don't know. What's up with it? Look at Mr. Sholmes' desk. It's completely clear. Isn't that enormous machine usually on it? We can never hope to understand what goes on in the Greater Texas mind, Mr. Naruhodo. Why, next time we are invited, we may find he's... I thought that said vaccinated. We may find he's vaccinated. Vacated the entire suite. That's scarily plausible, actually. I don't know, I don't really want to look at everything in this room. I just want to see what's wrong with him. Wanting to die. You seem to be very unhappy this morning, Mr. Sholmes. What's happened? It used to be the case that in my hands, this violence, like the dawn chorus, its melissant tones would make flowers bloom. It would? But now the muses are unamused with me. The goddesses of music have thrown me over. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? For hours I've bowed, for days even, through the night I have endeavored to no avail. That sound, my tone, is lost. The brilliant, clear, unwavering tone. Gone forever! No more recitals of unbridled emotion! Well, you haven't been practicing much lately, have you, Hurley? Don't worry, I'm sure it'll come back to you in time. Heed my words, Mr. Naruhodo. The goddesses of the arts are fickle. One day they bestow genius on a man, the next they unmercifully withdraw it. Oh dear. Ugh, what is happening to me? If they take the turn I have for the violin from me, what is left for pity's sake? What is left? Deduction, perhaps? Isn't that what you're known for? This poor guy. But I can't take him seriously with this happy music in the background. Mr. Sholmes, I don't like to pry, but... He's gonna get really mad right now. Your desk looks rather empty today. Ah, well done, Mr. Sato. Your observational skills do you credit. Oh, no, Mr. Sholmes. They pale in insignificance when compared to yours. You'd struggle not to notice, wouldn't you? You mean Hurley's great... Analytoscope? That's at Windy Banks now. Sorry, it's at Windy Bank? No, Windy Banks, the pawnbrokery. Also known as the crime scene. What? You mean you've pawned that enormous machine of yours? It has some considerable value, you see, quite undeservingly. I kind of had a feeling that he, pawned it off. But isn't it a very important machine for your work? I do wish you had consulted us if your situation had become so desperate. I should have gladly passed what little income I have to you. Dear madam, things are far from desperate. But the pawnbroker has your wonderful machine. How can you be anything but desperate? Making use of a pawnbrokery is quite ordinary here in London, I assure you. It is. It doesn't sound ordinary at all. It would seem that neither of you fully understand how pawnbroking works. Oh? What's to understand exactly? Okay. How does pawnbroking work? Have a bit of water, or else my voice will break, and that won't be good. Alright, how does it work? What did you mean when you said we didn't fully understand how pawnbroking works? To the people of London, pawnbrokeries are akin to banks. Banks? On Mondays, the merchants relinquish their finest jackets and trappings to the pawnbroker of choice. With the money they receive in return, they are able to trade happily through the week. And then on Saturdays, they go and recover their things using the money they've earned. I had no idea. This has been a fascinating lesson for us. Everyone does it, you see, especially people in inner London. And should they have money to spare, they would purchase another fine jacket. Not to wear, obviously, but to pawn, should the need arise. Oh, how ingenious. So whenever we have something that's getting in the way, we leave it to Windy Banks, you see? A pawnbrokery can be thought of as an extremely secure vault. Who would have thought that even pawnbrokers are different here in Great Britain? Of course, you have to watch Hurley with it. Sometimes he pawns things he really shouldn't. Don't you, Hurley? Oh, what does it matter? The world is dead to me now. Okay, there's... I don't know what to... Hey, check this out. I found this. Mr. Sholmes, could I ask you for your opinion about this? He's just gonna brush me off. Yeah, you lure me to raise my languid head with the promise of some mental exaltation. Yet in my morbid depression, I am confined with the most mundane of problems. Oh. My mind finds greater stimulation in the unforgiving monotony of the floor than your miserable offering. Always glad to help. Oh, my head weighs heavy on my shoulders. That's sad. Okay, oh, we haven't seen this before, have we? There's a lot of stuff here. Let's just start looking at things. Or we can talk to you. Yeah, let's talk to you. Mr. Natsume's cat seems to have settled in his new home, then. Oh, yes, and I've been very attached to little Waggy. It would appear his previous owner has completely forgotten to him. Cats are unfeeling creatures, their mews as empty as the hearts of the muses. If Mr. Natsume had no intention of taking Waggy back to Japan, I wonder why he kept him in the first place. I expect he would have taken him if he could, but pets are strictly forbidden aboard steamships in our experience. Yeah, like snakes. And for good reason, terrible things can happen if the rules of passage are not obeyed. Yeah, like our best friend can die because of it. Well, I didn't mind because Waggy is adorable. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he really is. Oh yeah, what about the door? I don't remember seeing that tiny thing in the main door before. Where did that come from? Oh, you noticed? You're observant, Runo. Look, I used this. It's my latest invention. What is that? What is this? Just punch perfectly square holes into things. I call it the cat flapomat. Oh gosh, a machine for making doors just for cats? That's right, I can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy's in seconds. And it can do it in any door at all, no matter what it's made of. It's very powerful, you see. Wouldn't it have been quicker just to make the cat flap rather than making a machine to make the cat flap? Well, yes, maybe, but now I can make cat flaps wherever I like. Oh, I think it's wonderful. It is pretty cool. You must make one for our door in the office upstairs, Iris. She really knows how to come up with unconventional inventions, this girl. Cool. Oh. Oh, what was that? Wagahai? Uh-oh. What did it just do? Whatever it did, Shomes is going to be very depressed about it. What was that? Oh no! Wagahai is tangling your violin! I think he thinks it's a toy! No! What's he doing to it? Oh dear, Mr. Shomes' precious violin. Why should I care? What? I shouldn't be surprised. If the cat is a more accomplished musician than I am, if the cat is more accomplished, oh my god, if the cat is a more accomplished musician than I now. Mr. Shomes really is in poor spirits, isn't he? We gotta take him out somewhere. Well, anyway, I'll put it back where it lives, shall I, Hurley? Out of the cat's reach, if possible. Maybe we should assess the damage. This poor guy. I don't know. Does anything look broken? I guess, the violin. Yeah, string's gone. We gotta go to the pawn shop and get a new string, I bet. So this is the violin, is it? Or the music shop. It's a Stradivarius. It's a Stradivarius. It's one of the finest violins in the world, made by renowned Italian luthier Antonio Stradivari. I know that guy, I think. Oh, I see. It doesn't really look like anything special to me. I happened upon it covered in dust, languishing in a pawn shop in a nondescript back alley. The broker had no idea of its value, so I was able to purchase it for a mere 55 shillings. How honorable of you. And until today, it has been my faithful companion in every great Paganini-inspired performance we have made. Bro, it's not only the string that's doing bad. Oh yeah, there's a big scratch in it. How did I not see it? It's like in half. It's like split in half. I have no idea how I didn't see that. I ask you, is there any reason to live in a world devoid of music to tolerate this blanched existence? No! There is none! Mr. Shomes. What, dear madam, what? My thoughts are preoccupied with the fancies of release from this dull routine. Well, it's about the violin. It looks very different to normal, wouldn't you think? What do you mean, Mrs. Sato? Oh, Susie's right! Yes! The tone of wood is completely different. What do you mean the tone of wood is completely different? What do you mean when you say the tone of wood is completely different? What? And that's not all. I'm sure there was no crack here before. Oh, yeah. Compared, yeah. Wait, it's not even the right size, is it? What's this? Wait, what? I'm terribly sorry to have to tell you this, Mr. Sholmes, but that instrument isn't a violin at all. Is that a... Wait. What is that, like a cello? What is that? What is that? I don't know instruments. Then what? I believe it's an entirely different instrument called a viola. What? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, are you alright? You're right! You're quite right! This isn't my faithful Stradivarius! So what, pray, is this piece of stringed flotsam? Flotsam. Not your faithful performing partner, then? Oh, that's the case today. We gotta figure out where his thing is. Oh, I see what must have happened. You do, Iris? It was a machine you had. This is just a simple mix-up. Sounds like Iris might be able to tell us exactly what's happened if we ask her. Okay, I'm up for it. Please. Let us oh wait, no, we can't, cause he's there, so we need to go to her there. Okay. Alright, mix up. What do you know? What do you mean by a mix-up, Iris? Well, you see, this violin... Sorry, this viola, I mean... was at Windbanks until last week. Windybanks, sorry. At the pawnbrokers. Not Mr. Sholmes' beloved musical partner. Who do I think will be the next Smash character? I think it'll be, well, what I want it to be Waluigi, because I think that would be really funny. But I have no idea who it could be. Like, it's like a complete mystery to me. I have no idea. But, I know that I have class while it's happening, and it's the one class where I can't, like, sneak my phone out. Or maybe I can, I don't know. It'll be difficult. I'll probably see it after, but, yeah. There is a proverb for the East where they are no doubt familiar, my dear fellows. Always let a beloved child travel. Yes, indeed. So you sent your beloved violin to the pawnbrokers in the hope that it would experience personal growth? Oh, what a wonderful idea. Last week I pawned my great, I can't say that word, analytoscope in order to release my precious instrument. But it would appear Mr. Windybanks mistakenly furnished me with this tawdry fiddle instead. But my ears cannot be deceived by the hollow timbre of this piece of timber, but it was. No, but your every sense was deceived by the fact that it just had strings. Pshaw, a fine state of affairs that is, and why I always say, Mr. Naruhodo, never trust a pawnbroker, they will try to fiddle you every time. But earlier you told us that you could think of a pawnbroker as an extremely secure vault. Come, Mr. Naruhodo, dilly-dallying will get you nowhere. Sorry? He says that a lot. Crunching your toast with that vacant aspect, fressing your coffee so obtusely. Are you not a little embarrassed by your own conduct, considering the urgency with which we are faced? We must visit Mr. Windybank's brokery at once. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Sholmes? Precisely, Mr. Sato, without a moment's delay. But I haven't finished my bacon and eggs. My dear fellow, surely you do not still intend to crunch your bacon with an increasingly vacant aspect, to press your eggs more obtusely? All right, say no more. Let's go then. Don't worry, Bruno, I'll be happy to heat it up for you again later. Oh, thank you, Iris. As it happens, I'm rather curious to see what a British pawnbrokers look like. Me too. Alright, let's go. Except we're gonna try to, oh, we can go, okay. Oh, we've got lots of, whoa, look at all the places we can go. What? That's crazy. Well, we've already been there. I want to go back there again. Oh, wait, no, I haven't been here. No, I have been here. We were here last time. Were we? No, we weren't. No, this is a different place. Wait, what? No, this is the pawnbroker. No, we haven't been here before. This is new. Right? This is new. Yeah, this is new. This is a new place. Yeah, this is a new place. And this is the pawn shop. Okay. You don't care about the moveset? Wait, Waluigi would be nice, but also probably boring. Honestly, only care about the moveset. It reminds me of Professor Layton games. What? Professor Layton, or Timothy, whatever your name is. Timothy. Professor! We got to go to court, Professor! Pawnbroker. Luke. I'm Luke, Professor. My name is Luke, not Timothy, you clown. I'm sorry, Luke, but I think of your name as Timothy. Look at all these different things in the windows of the shop. Oh, that's Windybanks, the pawnbroker, eh? It looks much smaller than a pawnbroker's in Japan, doesn't it? Yes, you're right. I find pawn shops at home rather inapproachable, personally. I should play the first 3 Professor Layton games. They're the best ones. Maybe I will. I don't know. It reminds me of a tearfully parting with my favorite fountain pen. I felt so miserable. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, Mr. Naruhodo. Alright, in we go. Let's go. I wonder if this case will be more like traditional Ace Attorney, where it's like an investigation and then court, and then investigation and then court again. I kind of want it to be like that, because I like that style. Alright, what's it going to look like in here? I bet it's going to be awesome looking. This reminds me of that shop in, it reminds me of like the shops in Harry Potter. That's what this reminds me of. Like the one shop where they got the stuff in there, and then I forget what they bought, but it was like the dark arts shop. Clock shop? Oh, well, there's a lot of clocks. Wait a minute. Oh, my voice. What's happening with my voice? Hang on. Let me fix my voice. Alright, I fixed my voice. So this is a pawn shop. Oh my, there are all sorts of tools and contraptions in here that I've never laid eyes on before. Here's what I think. Unwound future. Future. I don't know what that is. But, I bet... Oh, there's a picture of a dog there on the shelf. Don't know if you can see that. Next to the scales of justice. Ah, Professor Layton, I see. I see Pinocchio in here, I see a horse, I see lots of stuff, there's probably references in here. I bet the dude who runs this shop is gonna be the guy we ran into at the end of the last case. The guy with all the diamonds and stuff. Or it'll be the other guy. It'll be one of them, I think. Oh my, there are all sorts of tools and contraptions here that I've never laid eyes on before. Ah, Sasato-san, and that spark of wonder in your eyes. You can't wait to scour the shelves, can you? I get the impression you enjoy places like this. Oh yes, I don't know why, but seeing such a lot of things I don't understand is a real thrill for me. My dear fellows, let us not forget why we are here. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. We are calling on matters of business, not pleasure. And clearly Mr. Sholmes means business too, judging from the spark of fury in his eyes. Oh, no, I was wrong. This is, one of the Weasleys, I guess. Oh, Mr. Sholmes! Wait, he needs a voice. What kind of voice will I give him?
Mr. Sholmes, welcome back.
Did you hear that brazen welcome? Well, yes, we are potential customers after all. We are disgruntled customers, Mr. Naruhodo, and the time to inform Mr. Windybank of our ear. Come! The fight is afoot. The game is afoot. Hey, how's it going? Violin, we need it back. Naturally, you will recall this, which I retrieved from you some days ago. He's not going to accept that back until destroyed.
Yes.
This second-rate fiddle is not my faithful instrument, Mr. Windybank. The color of the wood is different, it has holes in it, it's not even the same size. A wonderful summary of our observations, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm so very sorry, sir. How utterly unforgivable of me, an inexcusable mistake for a pawnbroker. There's only one way to make amends.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What the what?
I still have to take my own life.
just like this music playing and Sholmes standing there with a gun. He's standing there like nothing is going on while a man has a gun pointed at his head. I don't think that will be necessary, do you?
If I may just say one thing before I pop off. We're popping off, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, yes.
It was you, Mr. Sholmes, who took it upon himself to remove the item the other day, I believe.
Sorry.
As I recall, I entered the storeroom to fetch your violin when I heard, "Ah, here it is."
You did.
And when I turned to convert you, you had taken the violin and left, sir. However, there can be no doubt that the blame lies firmly at my own door for allowing you to leave. So I shall not grumble or grouse any longer. May this guilt die with me.
Oh, no, 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 stop, my dear fellow. The fault is mine.
There's no bullets in here. I pawned all the bullets off. Whew.
It would appear that the fight is over. I do humbly apologize, Mr. Windibank. Evidently, my questionable disposition precipitated this tragedy.
Well, you wouldn't be Mr. Sherlock Holmes without that questionable disposition, now would you?
I do believe you may be right, sir. It's either laugh or cry, I suppose.
You are, it must be said, one of my more challenging customers. I needn't remind you of the peculiar collection of items you've brought through my door in the past.
Oh, peculiar items?
In the extreme, ma'am. For example, the unpublished manuscript of an eponymous work, the novels of Sherlock Holmes, as such.
Oh my, a new full-fledged novel? And unpublished? A story I have yet to read, you mean?
Oh, forgive me!
Wait, before you die, you must tell me more. Unpublished story, tell me about it. I must know more, tell me everything. Wow, Zoto-san really is fired up now. Is there really an unpublished story under this very roof? You need to start writing your new book? Do it, man! The Adventures of the Silver Smithy and Sherlock Holmes.
Well, one day the gentleman here brought an old metal chest, you see.
I'd like to entrust this to your care for a while, Mr. Windibank.
For a chest like that, 1 shilling, sir, not a farthing more.
It houses something of very great value indeed. The latest manuscript, recounting the adventures of one Mr. Sherlock Holmes. I mean, Sherlock Holmes. Why did I say Sherlock Holmes? Who is that? Oh, it's raining. Cool.
It's like London. I beg your pardon, a manuscript. You wish to deposit a manuscript?
Indeed I do, for I am confident it will be quite safe here.
And that was that. As such, Mr. Sholmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom.
Mr. Sholmes, is that really true? Do I sense that someone doesn't want to talk about this? I continue to pay your fee, do I not? Then kindly continue to store my belongings securely.
Of course, sir, of course. They're safe and sound with me, I assure you, on my life.
And this is all very strange. So we've got, like, this dude wants to kill himself. I'm gonna leave him like that for a little bit, by the way. We should look around a bit. Because why not? There might be some proof. Some proof. What are you doing, my dear fellows? We are not here to browse for interesting curios. We have come to teach this broker a lesson. Oh, but there are just so many fascinating items. It looks as though we'll have to talk to Mr. Windibank first before you can explore in here, Mr. Sato. Right, suppose we'll do that, but there's a lot of cool stuff in here. There's like a hat, there's a April. There's a chest. There's a mugs. Not mugs. It's a horse. There's a weird thing there. That looks... Is that a philosopher's stone? So, I'm ringing. It's kind of scared me. Dude, check this out, though. This is really cool. Mr. Windibank, about this.
Let me see. I'll give you tuppence for it.
No, I don't want to pawn it. Imagine if he did that. He's like, alright, how much can you give me for this? I'll take 50,000 up front. And it's like, that'd be messed up. Wait, no, wrong button. Alright. Pawnbrokery. I wonder, could I ask you something?
Ah, a gentleman from the east, I see. Yes, that sable suit, I suppose I could offer you 6 pence for it. Without wishing to offend, the tone is somewhat dull.
Sorry?
Ah, but your splendid attire, ma'am. 5 guineas, no less. The colors are exquisite, the design exotic, Eastern artistry at its finest, may I say.
Oh my, 5 guineas you say? How interesting. Why do I feel as though I've suffered some sort of defeat here? Actually, I was hoping to ask you about your business. I've heard it said that the pawnbrokeries are used rather like banks here in London.
Yes, sir, indeed. Many of my customers utilize the establishment as you describe. I appraise their items and offer them a proportionate loan and 2 months of secure stowage. If in that time they repay the original sum to me plus the agreed interest, the items are happily returned.
But what happens if they don't pay you the money?
Then items are offered for sale in my shop, as you can see on the shelves behind me.
Someone brought in a skull. Hey, check out this skull that I found. I don't ask how I got it, but... So you never sell items before the 2 months has passed, then? It's been 2 months. It's been 2 months since there's been a 2 month time skip. Something's going on.
That's right, ma'am, that's right, which means some considerable responsibility rests on my shoulders. Should a customer's precious belongings be lost, the only recompense for me is to end it all.
The very idea, Mr. Winterbank, is an absurdity. One should never talk of one's demise so casually, says the man who was telling us all it was a good day to die only this morning. And let us not forget that I have already helped you take measures to ensure such a tragedy never occurs. Oh, what sort of measures? I engineered a simple device which Mr. Winterbank has installed here in his shop. I call it the Red-Handed Recorder. Is that not so, Mr. Winterbank?
Aha!
What was the deep sigh about? Red-handed recorder. What on earth is a red-handed recorder? Use your eyes, my dear fellow. There are 2 just below the ceiling. What a camera. I can see what appears to be a camera attached to some sort of timing device. Very astute. It is indeed a camera furnished with some 100 pieces of celluloid film. At every 30 minutes precisely, the camera automatically records the appearance of the shop.
Here, I have an example I can show you.
Oh, the dog. Oh, yes, a piece from the camera set to record the activity of the shop counter. I developed a special type of film so sensitive it produces a crystal clear image even in the darkness. Really? That's actually really cool. That's extraordinary. That actually is really extraordinary, even for now. Oh wait, it's a flash. Oh, well. If it's just a flash, then easy. Yes, we can clearly see the counter at the door behind it. Look. So you see, were someone to enter the premises with ill intent, his identity would be summarily exposed. No, it wouldn't. If it's every 30 minutes, then it wouldn't. But did you not say that the photographic prints were taken at 30-minute intervals? Indeed, as you say, dear madam. Then what if the incident would have occurred in between times? One could only say that would be a cruel twist of fate.
I must confess your devices have been giving me some cause for distress of late.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Winterbank. Surely they're anything but distressing. Reassuring is the word.
It's the cause of the film, sir. You're most gracefully placed not 1 but 2 cameras in my shop after all. Which means I must pay for nigh and 100 utterly useless prints every single day. I'm afraid the cost of the film would break me before I'm very much older.
Nevertheless, a small price to pay to ensure the safety of my preferred pawnbroker, I know. My dear fellows, we verge on an age where safety and security come at a price. Whoops, my controller was like on my chair and it scared me.
Oh heavens, help us.
He's gonna go bankrupt. And then he's gonna kill himself. Oh, there it is. That is a completely... that looks completely different from what you took. That is... I'm red-green colorblind, and I can tell that that is red, and the other one is not red.
Well then, Mr. Shrooms, allow me to withdraw the precious violin.
Ah, the very thing. Thank you, Mr. Winterbank.
Perhaps this might mark the end of a peculiar items you try to pop, Because if anything were to happen to one of them, this would be my only answer.
I really think you ought to stop waving that gun around. Someone could get hurt.
Fear not!
Sorry?
I've only loaded a single bullet, so no one but myself could possibly be harmed.
What? No. That's not really what I meant. Good day to you, then, Mr. Windybank.
It's been a pleasure as always, Mr. Sholmes. I'm about to pop one into my head.
So, Mr. Naruto. Now we can explore at last.
Alright, let's check it out.
Check out what we've got in here. There's a lot of stuff. There's a trumpet. There's this. Gotta get some evidence. For the case that we don't have. It's not a calendar you could easily miss, is it? 15th of April, today's date. Oh my god, that's actually the date of when I'm streaming this. April the 15th.
Oh, that's not for sale, I must point out. It's an Eastern-style page-a-day calendar.
Every night at midnight, I tear off a front page to reveal the following day's date. The perfect calendar for a tearaway fellow such as yourself, Mr. Windybank. And who was it that walked out of here with the wrong violin before?
Well, when the agreed storage period has passed without repayment, articles are forfeited, you see. So I have to keep a close eye on the date. It's something of a pawnbroker's obsession, you might say.
Oh yes, I can see you're very dedicated to your job. Okay, what else do we have here? We've got something on the floor. Is that the camera? No, it's not. What is that? Like a... Whatever could it be used for? I have no idea. Ah! Oh, it's not on the floor. It's on like a stool. There's a small catch just here. Look. We're gonna open it, aren't we? It's a... maybe like a... it kind of looks like some kind of weird microscope kind of thing. Oh man, that's amazing. It has sort of spring-loaded mechanism, which we'll never manage to put back to the way it was before. What are you two doing? What? Us? Nothing. No, nothing at all. Whatever this device is, it seems to have a pair of little windows to look through. I feel as though I've seen something rather similar to this somewhere. Or elsewhere. This looks like a gas tank. Now, what do you suppose this rather enormous machine does? It seems to have two little windows for looking through. Allow me to enlighten you, my dear fellows. Is this yours? What you are looking at is a stereoscope. Is fascinating. It is aptly named, I assure you. Look through the eyepieces and see for yourself. Oh, I should be delighted to. Excuse me for a moment while I just have a look. Just before you do, there is something I should point out. My dear fellows, in order to see the image properly stereoscopically, as it were, you will need to be cross-eyed. However, if that is beyond you, it is of little consequence today. Alright then, I'm gonna try it. I can cross my eyes. Mr. Naruto, you must see at once! Oh, alright then. So I need to be cross-eyed like I'm trying to look at my own nose. Yes. What the... I want to try this myself. Okay, it doesn't work. What the... I don't believe it! It's 3 dimensions! It's just a photographic print, but it seems like you could reach out and touch it. Yes, the sense of depth is startling, is it not? Stereoscopes are one of London's many fads. They are often found in little stalls in the park. People queue for hours to see them. Why? Why are people so meddling with such black magic? It is no magic, my dear madam. It is, well... far too complicated to explain at present. We shall save this lesson for another day. Oh. Just say your eyes are awesome. Alright, let's see. What assortment of things here on these shelves here? Crockery, footwear, clocks, and watches. Almost anything you care to imagine. Those are forfeited items offered for sale by the pawnbroker. What does that really mean, though? When you pawn or colloquially pop an item, the broker loans you money against its worth. He stores the item for an agreed period of time, after which the loan must be repaired. If not, he's free to display it in his shop for sale at the price of his choosing. Oh yeah, now that you've explained it, I'm noticing a little price tags on everything. Of course, simply by paying the agreed interest on the loan, one can extend the period of safekeeping. So you may pawn that black garb of yours without fear, my dear fellow. My treasured university form? Never! It embodies my student spirit. Okay, what else do we have here? We've got a horse. And the horse is nothing. Neither is that. So there's not as much in here as I thought. There's a gong looking thing though. Look at this, what could this lovely big shiny box be? That, my dear madam, is a music box. Surely you have such things in your own country. Oh my, yes, but I've certainly never seen one so large before. Shall we listen a while? Oh, what a sublime sound. It's like the music of angels. I've never heard anything like it before in my life. This particular specimen is of the larger variety commonly found in public houses and restaurants. There is a metal disc inside on which the notes to be played are recorded. Simply by replacing the disc with another, any music you care to imagine can be played. My goodness, what a simply delightful machine. Can I buy it? I want to see what... I want it. Indeed, though their popularity has waned recently with the development of the gramophone, of course. Huh. Science and technology advance at such an overwhelming pace. Yeah, except well, I was gonna say, except for iPhones, because the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 12 are pretty much the same thing, except you can record in like really good. It's like a movie, like a cinema, like a film.
What, only 2p for? That ain't fair, and you know it. This article's barely worth a penny, miss. I can't offer more.
Sounds like there's an argument brewing over by the count.
Come on, that can't be right. Ain't you ever had a proper butcher's at it? Never ought to see, young girl.
Oh, it's you! Wait, don't we know... I'm sure I recognize her. Oh, yes, it's the young lady from Mr. McGilda's trial 2 months ago. Here we go, we get in the Irish again. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowd, leaving people out their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. Whoa! Bang! Gina, how's it going? Gordon Bennett, you lot! Yeah, put the gun down. Hello, Miss Lestrade, I hope you've been well. Hey, what, you remember then, do ya? Well, I remember you being completely surrounded by smoke, that's for sure. So what are you doing here? Down and out like the rest of us. Nothing to eat, come to pop a black weasel sorry coat, have ya? What is it about a black uniform that makes everyone comment on it? Ah, good day, unless I am much mistaken. You would be the young pickpocket who stole our experimental smoke grenade launcher. Oh, she stole it, huh? Oh, Mr. Sholmes! So, you have something of value to pawn, do you? Allow me to see the article, and I shall negotiate with Mr. Windybank on your behalf. Pull another one, you don't need help from some stuck-up D. Get to me business, go on or I'll make trouble for you. As you wish, Miss Lestrade, I will happily remove myself from your presence. He's really done it, he's gone.
I'm sorry, but as you said, there really is no room for negotiation here.
What is the thing he has in his hand? Some kind of metal disc? And you go on, leave me alone. Oh, Miss Lestrade, just pretend we aren't here. We shan't be offended in the slightest. She's mad. She's not saying I can really stand her ground when she wants to. Oh yeah, she's like stands up to like prosecutors all the day, and they're like, what? Whatever. I think she's like more like a Welsh, like a Wales, you know, like a Nia from Xenoblade. That's what I get from her. Somehow I didn't really think you were the sort of person who would use a pawnbroker, Miss Lestrade. Yeah, well I am, alright. I'm a Londoner, just like everyone else. That's the problem, isn't it? Oh, no, not at all. It's just that, well... Oh, I get it. I know what you're thinking. That thing will probably don't even belong to her. Probably got it on the dive, didn't she? Yeah, I can see it written all over your face, and, well, I might have been thinking something along those lines. You're not going to deny it, Mr. Naruhodo. Alright then, I'm just gonna come out and ask you straight. Do you pawn things that you steal from other people? Yes, obviously. What? Well, I don't know how best to answer that, really. Yes. Suppose sometimes. So yes, the answer is yes. You're not gonna deny it either, Mr. Lestrade. Miss Lestrade, sorry, not Mr. But not this time, alright? I swear, the thing belongs to me. The disc that Mr. Windibank is holding.
She turned Star Platinum into a disc.
Oh, we should see what he has to say about all this. Okay. Hey, what do you got to say about all this? Tell me about what you got to say about all this. Tell me about the disc. The Star Platinum disc. Tell me about it. Mr. Windibank, what exactly is this metal disc that Miss Lestrade has brought in? It seems to have hundreds of little tiny bumps on its surface.
Oh, this is a music disc, you see, for use inside a music box.
In a music box?
What? You don't even know what the music box is? Oh,
I don't know why I'm so tired right now. I'm like sleepy. Don't know what the music box is. Eastern lot and Suave, eh? I know what a music box is. I just never seen one of those discs before.
The small protrusions on the metal disc encode the tune that can be played by the music box. You simply insert the disc and set the machine going, and beautiful music plays.
It's so incredible. Tell us, what tune is it on this disc?
Well, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you that. There's so many different types of music boxes, you see. British-made, German, Swiss, American. I have no way of knowing which particular machine this disc was made for.
Oh, I see.
And that's it in a nutshell. I wouldn't have any customers for an item like this, even if the young lady forfeited it. Really, I'm already offering more than I should at a penny.
Put it in the machine, then. That's a pocket of lies. He told me, did he? Said it, well... He? Who? Never mind, Joe, it just ain't right at all. The disc ain't worth good money, I know it is.
Well, then, you'll have to try your luck at another pawnbroker's, won't you?
Alright. Let's put it in the thing. I want to hear it.
She's been in before, of course, this little tatterdemalion.
I see.
And bought some dubious article or other with every single time, I may add.
Dubious? What are you trying to say? I'm an honest customer, me. So, is there something dubious about the disc she brought in today?
Well, if only it were that simple.
Sorry, what do you mean?
What she actually brought in was a storage ticket.
Ah, a storage ticket. So, Miss Lestrade has actually come to redeem an article from you today, is that right? Yeah, that's right. A girl like me uses a lot of stuff and it needs storing. Alright, yes, that's definitely dubious.
The article in question could have been forfeited at midnight tonight, but she gave me a ticket for it and repaid both the loan and the interest. I was obligated to return the article to her.
But what is the article? Do tell us, Mr. Windibank.
The little scamp is wearing it, ma'am.
Well, I thought there was the horse. I was like, what? When'd she get a horse on her arm? The overcoat. Oh. What was wrong with that? It fits, don't it? I mean, that's mine, so of course it does. So, what about the disc then? How does that come into all this?
Ah, the disc is something else. A new article to pawn. If the girl can agree to a price.
I'm very tired. I have no idea what's going on. I want to get to court, man. I want to get to court. I want to start figuring things out. That was loud. I'm sorry. New article. I'm confused. I thought you said Miss Lestrade bought a storage ticket today.
It's really quite simple. Yes, the child brought me a storage ticket and the money owed on it, as you say.
For this heavy black coat which you returned to her care, as I understood it.
That's right, yes. And rather unsurprisingly, as soon as the little ragamuffin put the thing on, she went rifling through the pockets. Oh, you mean...
What? Did you know it's rude to stare at a lady? Ah, I see. So it came from the pocket of the overcoat, did it?
If you mean this disc, then yes, exactly, ma'am.
And she immediately tried to pawn it. If she was older, you would date her. Why? Weren't you the one last time when she first appeared that was like, why do you like her so much? She's like, she doesn't have anything. Like, she's nothing. She's nothing. She just causes trouble. And immediately tried to pawn it. For quite a high price as well. This is all rather suspicious, I think. Oh, give it up and try to pawn something like... she's like... She's a thief. She's a thief. So what? She's a thief. Give it up and try to pawn something like anyone else would. Miss Lestrade, may I ask who deposited the overcoat here in the first place? Well, me... It doesn't really appear to be your size. Me old man is me old man, isn't it? Is it, Miss Lestrade? And even if it was her old man, she's trying to give away a disc that her dad owns. That's messed up. Ah, the Star Platinum disc is crazy. Whitesnake, right? Man. This is all rather suspicious. Out of my way, please. Who is this guy? Is that Yoshikage Kira? What is going on with all the JoJo characters in this game now? Who's the picture postcard English gentleman? God, what does his voice sound like? Good day to you, ladies, gentlemen. He's the murderer. What's your problem, eh? There is no problem as long as you remove yourself. It's a matter to discuss with the perpetrator. What is this voice? Hang on, he needs a voice. He needs a good voice. He needs like, There is no problem as long as you remove yourself in a matter... I have a matter to discuss with the proprietor. And if you intend to make a problem of it, I shall see you outside, little girl, for the hiding you deserve. Look, ain't it obvious? I ain't done talking with him yet. If you think you're such a gent, you should know to wait in line. Well, you are an impudent little brat, aren't you? As well as a pickpocket. Huh? Who are you? How do you know who I am? The question is, how do you not know who I am? Okay, I don't like this guy. You haven't the courtesy even to remember the faces of your victims, it seems. What, you mean from you? Broker? Yes, sir. I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, well, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Oh my. No, that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat. That is not your coat. That is not your coat at all. You can't even pretend that that's your coat. It's like, look what you're wearing. There's no way, dude. And needless to say... Any music box discs too. Okay, this guy is... he's a JoJo character. He's a JoJo character. Yoshikage Kira. He's posing right now. Killer Queen is going to show up right behind him. No, you can't have it. You just can't. It's my old man's, or it was. Now it's mine. Goodness, Mr. Naruto. What do we do? This is a very awkward situation. Yep. I think perhaps we should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail. Alright, I want to hear from Yoshikage. Alright, fine. I'll listen to you first, and then I'll listen to Yoshikage. Miss Lestrade, what the gentleman is saying... Oh, is what the gentleman is saying... What do you think? It's all lies, isn't it? Obviously. I swear on my life. I never laid eyes on a... That's a daddy. Oh god, oh my god, I never laid eyes on that dandy before.
Let's hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't you? Oh, the ticket you brought in here just now.
No, I swear to God!
It was barely an hour ago I was walking along the street, minding my own business, when this little gutterling ran into me. I knew at once what had happened. What a beautiful duang! I'd been robbed again, I thought to myself, those wretched pickpockets.
Yet again?
Oh yes, as you can see, I'm a man of impeccable style. This isn't the first time I've been targeted by these back-slum scoundrels.
Now then, relinquish my overcoat.
Can I go in? Bites are dusto! Come along now, Mr. Strad. Give the good gentleman his coat back. If you're going to cause trouble, I shall have no choice but to call the police.
Hold on, why does everyone think it's me? Because you're a liar. Look at this dandy gob, and you think I'm the dodgy one.
Oh, I'm sorry, but no one's gonna believe you.
Well, what about evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence that I've stolen something, eh? Come on, let's see it.
Oh, I have evidence, naturally.
You what? Evidence? See it. Come on. I know a thing or two about evidence. Evidence that the article Miss Lestrade redeemed actually belongs to this gentleman. Of course, we need only consult Mr. Winterbank's lodger to know the truth. We'll be able to look up the name of the person who deposited the article in the first place. Yes! Brilliant!
I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Oh.
I never ask customers' names. That's a strict policy of mine.
But why not?
Well, now, as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. A great many of them prefer to maintain their anonymity.
Yes, I see. But then how can you know if an article belongs to the person being asked to redeem them?
Oh, it's quite simple. I look at them.
Do you look at them? Do you look at them? Your eyes.
Good sir, might have troubled you for the watchword associated with the article in question.
Oh, password. Okay.
Of course, it's...
Professor. Professor! Professor!
Yes, that's right, and the evidence, all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the rightful owner of the article without doubt.
A watchword? Interesting. Well, I'm sorry, but you're screwed. So about these no, because you could have overheard it somewhere. I'm saying. So about these watchwords, Mr. Winterbank.
And just as I explained, I never ask customers' names when they deposit items with me. There are many reasons why. Certain customers would like to keep their activities secret.
I barely saw Sholmes there. But now I see him, and he's up to no good again. What is he holding? He's holding something. That wasn't exactly a subtle glance at Mr. Sholmes now, was it? Great detectives have no dark secrets, not at all.
Well, yes, anyways, that's why I ask of the watchword whenever I accept a new article. In many ways, it's like the secret combination of numbers used to unlock a vault. The date of deposit, a description, and the watchword uniquely identify each item. And of course, then I give a little storage ticket to the customer. When someone comes to redeem something, I ask for the ticket and the watchword. And if that someone tells you the correct watchword, you return the article. That's right, sir, yes. Just as soon as the requisite fee is paid. And I have supplied you with the information to require already, but for the avoidance of doubt, the article in question is an overcoat deposited 2 months ago on the 15th of February. With a watchword of Professor. All perfectly correct information, sir.
But how?
Really, this is beyond a joke now. There's no further room for doubt.
Okay. So here's the next thing. Oh, hey Moose, how's it going? Instagram died? I don't use Instagram, so ha 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 ha. Gotcha. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. I win. Here's the thing. This guy this broker, right? This dude, he would be able to tell the difference between these two people. Like, these are not... I mean, I guess, yeah, kind of. The only thing similar is the color of their hair, and that's not even completely correct. So this guy's an idiot. This is a young girl. This is, like, Yoshikage Kira. He's the JoJo antagonist that they're like, the enemy stand user could be anywhere. Man. Ugh. Well, like, you're screwed. I think I can't do anything for you. There's nothing I can do except talk to Yoshikage over here. Picture postcard gentleman. Excuse me, but who are you? Hang on, I need to... no, never mind. I was gonna pull up a picture of Yoshikage Kira because he looks just like him. His clothes are a bit different, but, like, same face. Excuse me, but who are you? Actually, yeah, give me your name. One would rather expect the inquirer to introduce himself first. Though clearly you are not British, so perhaps our ways are foreign to you. Oh, sorry, yeah. We're from the Empire of Japan. We're studying here. Oh, yes, Japan. I've heard talk of the place. Wait a minute. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me 1 second here. Okay, hang on. What did I just do? Oh, I just broke the thing. Whoops. It's my bad. I broke the whole thing. Wait, no, don't remove that. What am I doing? Wait, hang on. This is gonna be worth it. This is gonna be worth it. Hang on. Hang on. There we go. Okay. Its inhabitants live on some fiery brown colored soup, dressed up with exotic spices. You might be thinking of somewhere else. And that was this fits perfectly. I'm just saying, you might be thinking of somewhere else. And what was that theatrical gesture about? Perhaps. Anyway, if you are a gentleman, sir, you will offer your name first before inquiring the name of another. Of course, yes, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a lawyer. Well, a student of law, really. Oh, wait, my name is Sato Mikotawa. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's assistant. I see. My name is Benedict. Eggert Benedict. My name is Eggert Benedict. That is the stupidest name I've ever heard in my life. Enchanté. He's so refined in how he holds himself and how he speaks, but that name is suspicious. Eggert. Now to the matter at hand. My overcoat! Return it at once! This is so difficult to do. Every move he makes, every breath he takes, I can't stand watching him. Okay, it does look better on him. I'm not gonna lie. It does look kind of good on him. It looks like okay, I was wrong. So let that be an end to the matter. And thank you for your custom, Mr. Eggert Benedict, sir. Eggs Benedict. His name is Eggs Benedict. With such reasonable rates of interest, I may even decide to come back. So I hate grown-ups. Just because I'm a diver, everyone thinks makes me a liar.
And the contents of the coat pockets, if you please, broker. But of course, sir. Hence, here's the disc for you. The Jotaro disc. Dun 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 dun. Just this one? Pardon, sir. I was expecting another. No, that is, I deposited another. Another disc? Oh dear. I regret to inform you, sir, that what was deposited with me was merely the overcoat. The disc happened to be in one of the pockets, but I was completely unaware of it until now. So, Gutterling, you're hiding more of what's rightfully mine, are you?
Who says who? I don't know I don't know nothing about it.
Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style.
Wait a minute, that disc is mine.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
What do you think you're doing, you little tramp?
Why do you have an accent? What do you think you're doing, you little tramp?
You've drawn blood, you filthy animal.
Wait, oh no.
Oh yeah, there's blood on the disc.
It's because of all those sharp little bumps. Are they really that sharp, though? It must have scratched his finger. Oh, his finger. Yeah, he's fine. You have gloves on. You're fine.
I put it first, right? I mean, it belonged to me, old man. And you're not having it. Oh, you take it.
Me?
If I hang on to it, they'll have me off again, so you keep hold of it.
Miss Lestrade, why is this disc so important to her? Musical box has been entered into the court record. Evidence! Okay. Metal disc used to play music in a mechanical music box. A piece of music, which remains undefined, or unidentified, is stored on the disc by all means, or by means of small protrusions. You there in the black livery, hand the disc to me at once, please.
No, don't! He's lying! Grown-ups are all liars!
What do I do now? How am I gonna resolve this?
Throw the disc.
Play the disc. Play the disc. Quick, play the disc. Play the disc in the box. Play the disc in the box. Do it. Play the disc in the box. Look at Mr. Winterbank watching diligently over at his shop. There's so many things I'm curious about, but somehow I don't really feel like this is the right time to be browsing. I want to play the disc. I just want to see what the disc is. Calming this fraud situation must be our top priority. And I'm fairly certain we can just, we can find just the great thing we need among the articles here in the shop.
What?
Okay, what do we do? Okay, de-escalate the situation. What do I do? I'll probably talk to you, Yoshikage. Look at those piercing eyes. He's clearly in no mood to talk. We have to do something quickly before this mysterious gentleman leaves to fetch the police or something. I'm gonna look at the court record. I'm gonna look at my disc. There's a hole in the middle. There's blood. Look at all the little bumps on the disc. They're so tiny. Yes, those protrusions are called pins, and they pluck the teeth of the comb to make noises. And just on the edge, there's a small amount of blood. Yep, the blood of the mysterious Mr. Eggert Benedict. When Miss Lestrade tried to grab the disc from him, the pin scratched his fingers, it seems. Like when you're grating some daikon radish and accidentally catch your finger. Ouch! Just thinking about it hurts. And it puts me off from eating radish. Oh, wait, what does that say? For McGilded. Uh-oh, he's back. Uh-oh. For McGilded. There's a little scrap of paper stuck to the reverse side of this disc, look. And it's clearly worded too. It looks like somebody's name. For McGilded. McGilded? It couldn't be. But it is Mr. Naruhodo. A name I shall never forget as long as I live. But why? Why is his name on this? The music box's disc information has been updated. Yep. Mr. McGilded. Okay. That's huge. That's huge. I'm gonna, you guys are not gonna believe what I just found. I can't present to anyone, but, this says Mr. McGilded. It just says McGilded. Mr. Winterbank is clearly at a loss here. We have to do something about this before he reaches for that revolver of his. Okay, who do I talk to? I don't know who to talk to.
you're mad too. Wow, Mr. Strahd is really looking daggers at that mysterious gentleman. We need to do something to calm things down before she loses control. What do you want me to do? I'm not a therapist. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Oh, yeah, you. That's right, you can help. Mr. Sholmes, what are you examining with such keen interest there? As you enjoy a bar of caramel, I see. Oh, it was like chocolate. Okay, intimidating. the intimidating Andrew Garfield Spider-Man pose. So, you found me at last, Mr. Naruhodo. What? After that young pickpocket sent me on my way, I was forced to lurk in the shadows, cruelly ostracized as a result of your partook in the jovial atmosphere of fellowship. I had nothing to occupy my mind, but I was too ashamed to let society see what my downfall had done to me. So feigning mock interest, I pretend to examine the tedious trinkets in this desolate place. Whilst, as you shrewdly observed, gnawing on the only friend I have left, this 7% solution of caramel. Pray, do you claim to understand the depths of my despair, Mr. Naruto? But how could you? It was so lonely, so desperately lonely. Then why on earth didn't you just rejoin the conversation? Things have gotten from bad to worse here, you know. Yes, I overheard much of your conversation. Or rather, in my craving for human contact, my ears devoured every word that was muttered. You really were sad, weren't you? Poor Mr. Sholmes, I feel simply awful for you. It would seem that my inferences are correct. Oh, surely you're not about to tell us that you've solved the entire case once again. My dear madam, sometimes I wonder, will my genius for deduction to become commoditized? How much would I pawn it for? It seems Mr. Sholmes has had another of his flashes of inspiration, but who knows if it'll help or resolve the situation between Mr. Strahd and the mysterious gentleman. What's the right thing to do here? Let's listen to the deduction. Here we go. Well, Miss Lestrade, it would appear you find yourself in something of a predicament. What the blazes have you been, eh? Pardon? When a lady's in trouble, a true gent's supposed to be there to help. Straight away, not an hour later. Harsh. Pose, and who, pray tell, are you? I am Herlock Sholmes, Mr. Eggert Benedict. You have in my eyes a veritably encyclopedic array of curiosities about your person. Nevertheless, there are two immovable conclusions I have drawn. I beg your pardon. The first is this. The true reason for your visit to this pawnbrokery today is something you have not yet revealed. He's here for hands, man. And the second is this. A considerable crime is in contemplation, one you will orchestrate with an intent to steal a vast sum of money. Whoa. Well, Mr. Benedict, what say you to my deductions? How? He turns white as a hard-boiled egg. Benedict? It would seem that once again Mr. Sholmes has made a flawless deduction. Just who do you think you are, sir? Oh, yes, as I had hoped. That is precisely the pained expression I was looking for. Is it deduction time? So, shall we begin? The time has come for yet another Herlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. Let's do it. Sorry. As soon as I clapped, I was like, I shouldn't have done that. As soon as I did it, I was like, I regret it. First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured to this pawnbrokery today. You claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having had the redemption ticket stolen from you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The truth is something quite different. As revealed by that which you hold in your hand. Yes, what brought you to the shop in the first place is the staff recruitment flyer. The piece of paper in your hand is a staff wanted advertisement from this very shop. Yet even the most unobservant would soon realize that a man of your appearance has no need for such employ. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. The cane, which you have unwittingly clutched to your person, exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. What utter rot! I've had this cane for years. The contradiction of which I speak of is, of course, the missing ferrule. The end of any walking cane will be terminated with a metal ferrule to protect the wooden tip. And yet detailed analysis shows the wooden tip of the stick to be utterly bare. Therefore, there is only one conclusion. The rod that you hold in your hand, which appears to be a walking cane, is in fact no cane at all. You've recoiled, sir. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you have inadvertently facilitated the answer of the conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see. From the moment I saw it, my suspicions were aroused. What walking cane demands such a stout handle, mused I. But of course, as I said, this is no walking cane. No, that rod is the broken handle of a shovel. What? Are you insane? And now, having determined this undeniable truth, the conclusion is clear. Your true motive for coming here was to take employment at this establishment in order to evacuate the ground beneath the premises. What a calculated crime you have conceived, sir. A wickedly calculated crime. His like, the tunnel underneath the pawnbrokery. I don't know how he even... Whatever, man. You're insane. I love him. He's awesome. Alright. Great crime. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. For we must expose the details in this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, intend to excavate the ground underneath this pawnbrokery with a broken shovel. What on earth do you propose I would expect to find there? Say, some long-forgotten treasure, I suppose. Say if it's just a fancy theory, what possible reason could I have to do this, you say? As you say. Oh, but there's an ample reason. There is ample reason, as you are only too aware, Mr. Benedict. And your so furtive glances were telling that I could have hoped. What? Let us consider what would motivate a man to infiltrate a shop such as this and covertly dig beneath its floor. The answer is revealed by the council notice on the counter to which your eyes inadvertently draw. This letter gives notice of public works to be carried out in the local area. And according to the enclosed plan of the upcoming sewerage works, beneath the shop runs a sewer that adjoins another, one that runs under the bank, the opposite of the side of the road. This madness has entered the sewers now, has it? By excavating the ground beneath our feet, you would gain access to the waterway that flows into the very close proximity of the great vault of the financial institution opposite. What are you... In summary, sir, you devised a master plan to pull off an elaborate bank robbery by dint of the underground tunnels. Master plan? Which brings us to, at last, the final chapter of this lurid scheme. With what plunder did the thief hope to make off from the underground vault of the bank? Are you quite serious? Having consulted with Scotland Yard some days ago, I happen to know the answer. But naturally, the answer is no secret to you, is it, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us what we need to know. A postcard of the Great Exhibition. I'm afraid you've quite lost me. Currently in the final stages of preparation, the Great Exhibition will soon be underway. And the government has provided extra funds to complete its centerpiece, the Crystal Tower. Funds that currently sit in the vault of the bank. on the other side of this road. Pardon? Yes, the considerable crime you have been contemplating. It's a bank robbery. Is the thief of what sits in the vault of that bank the very such reserve funds of the Great Exhibition. Of course, that is top-secret police information, so keep it under your hat, please. Thanks, Mr. Sholmes. You genius. Yeah. He's pretty smart. Alright, let's fix it. I'm ready to fix it. Thus concludes Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction of this pawn-broking puzzle. Good job, man. Mr. Sholmes? Well, Mr. Naruhodo, an impressively upbeat deduction for a detective racked with loneliness, wouldn't you agree? Was it true what you said about the bank over the road and what it has in its vault? Indeed. Though few know of its existence, this is one of the government's most closely guarded secrets. Gregson told me, in the strictest of confidence. But you just announced it to everyone here, rather loudly in fact. Ah, and if it's such a big secret, how would Mr. Benedict have come to find out about it? And there can be but one explanation for that. Clearly, it is because the man is a criminal. Yeah. But if he didn't know anything about the money in the vault, but if he didn't know anything about the money in the vault... But what if he didn't know anything about the money in the vault? If he's a criminal, as you said, then buying a brand new shovel is sure to be the first thing he does now that you've revealed the secret. Oh. Or if he doesn't, maybe Mr. Winnebank will. He already has plenty of shovels here after all.
Oh, my life, I show you, I'm not so unscrupulous.
Well, hopefully this has taught you a valuable lesson. Sensitive information must be handled with the utmost of care. One can never be sure that someone privy to secrets won't disclose them, and once the word is out, it's out. Perhaps I'll think twice before confiding in you confiding in you next time, Mr. Sholmes. An excellent idea, Mr. Naruhodo. An excellent idea. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, you know what to do, I'm sure. Yep. Let us know what that great deduction says again. See if we can massage it into shape. Let's do it. And very well then, let's start once more from the beginning. Of Sherlock Sholmes' magnificent logic and reasoning spectacular. My stomach gargled like a second ago. I hope you didn't hear it. Here we go. Course correction. Let's do it. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes! A mystery man's aim! Well, he's not gonna dig a tunnel to the bank. Okay. So you claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having the redemption to get stolen from you on the street. Let us see. Something quite different. Hold in your hand. What brought you to this shop in the first place is the staff recruitment flyer. No. So by Mr. Sholmes' reasoning, Mr. Benedict came here in order to apply for a job so he could dig down through the floor. Yes, in an attempt to tunnel into the sewers to gain access to the money in the vault of the bank across the road. But he wouldn't get very far with a broken shovel, would he? Nope. I think it's fair to say his motives lie elsewhere. The question is, where? What did bring Mr. Benedict here at this particular point in time? Let's see. So, what brought him here? Pinocchio and Pinocchio. Let's see what we got here. You got anything? Ooh, there's some stuff. Scribbled writing. And that's her. That's this. Yep, scribbled writing. I don't know what it is, but I just want it. I could have investigated it, but man, I could have done it. These notes were scrabbled by someone famous, and as such, are. This guy's an idiot. This guy's an idiot. Like, this is me. This is the character that I am. Like, what? No, the fact that you handed the paper on which they are written with gloves only proves my theory. So you came here today with the intention of pawning it for as much as the broker would give you. What precisely was your intention with that, Mr. Naruhodo? Just following the natural progression of deduction, sometimes the truth hurts. Well, the truth is you do not have a turn for observation or deduction. Did that hurt? Yeah, a lot. Well, I mean, like... Alright, fine, I'll redo it then. Don't quite understand why this gentleman came to the Winterbanks today. He may look like a smartly dressed man about town, but perhaps he's destitute, really. I think it's the only explanation. We must stop thinking along those lines, Mr. Naruto. Yep. You're right. Perhaps there's something in this pawn shop that the man was looking for. Alright, fine. I'll look at it then. I'll look at it first. Oh, look at all the scribbled notes on the back of the flyer here. I don't believe it. What is it? Listen to what it says. Name, Gina Lestrade. Height, 5'2". Green cap, scruffy waistcoat, grubby white shirt, blue satchel, ragged. It is a detailed description of Miss Lestrade. Goodness, there's even a sketch of her hat and all. Although, if you showed it to her, she'd fire that smoke grenade launcher in his face for sure. And look, the details of the shop have been written down here too. Winbank's Pawnbrokery, Banker Street, redemption deadline, 15th of April. Which is today's date. Why would Mr. Benedict have all that information scribbled on the back of that piece of paper? Well, oh, yeah, okay, now it changes. Yeah, okay, yeah, fine. Yeah, fine. Fine, Ace Attorney. Fine, okay. Fine. Yeah, okay. Fine, I'm mad. No, I said I wouldn't get mad today, but I'm getting mad. Yep, what brought you to this shop in the first place is the info about Miss Lestrade. Quite so, my dear fellow. It would appear that the writing and sketch on the reverse of the flyer pertain to the pickpocket Miss Lestrade and to Mr. Winbank's pawnbrokery here. Ah. You originally told us that you had merely given chase after Miss Lestrade stole the redemption ticket from you. But that, sir, is a thinly veiled lie. It's the information on the back of the flyer that led you here today, by which I mean here to Windybank's pawnbrokery, and today, the redemption deadline of that overdraft. So you waited outside for the young girl matching the description you have written down to arrive. And you have gone to some lengths to hide that reason for your pursuit of Miss Lestrade. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. Yeah, so now we gotta figure this out. The cane is a contradiction with other rock. I've had this cane for years. Contradiction in which I speak is, of course, not that. That's stupid. What's a for real? It's the metal cap commonly found on the end of a cane, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, the bit that makes the nice clacking sound on the pavement. Yes, exactly. Mr. Sholmes is right. It appears to be missing on this cane, but it doesn't exactly look broken, does it? Nope, it doesn't. Though the gentleman certainly did recoil when Mr. Sholmes identified the cane as suspicious. In other words, there's some secret about the cane that Mr. Benedict would rather we did not know. I bet there's like something in it. Like we can pop this off and then there's something in it. Ooh, look at an alligator. Look here, Mrs. Sato, there are some letters on the handle. AG. Another guy who is suspicious, that's what it stands for. It should say AGWIS. Ah, yes, these must be initials, I think. In the West, it's customary for people to engrave their belongings with the, names. No, never mind. I was thinking, like, his name is Magnus McGilded, right? Yeah, it was not Agnes Gilded. Engrave the belongings with the first letters of the names. So Herlock Sholmes would be HS, you mean? That's right. And the initials on this cane, obviously... Oh. AG. Why does it feel as though that's not quite right? Well... I mean... I'm not really seeing anything... The only thing I can really think of, unless... There's hat? Or what? A stylish hat. Well, let's look at the hat. As stylish as it is, I don't think this white top hat suits the man, do you? No, not at all. The more I look at it, the more something strikes me as suspicious about it. I think perhaps it's not so much that strikes you as suspicious, but rather the hat is just striking. I suppose you're probably right. Perhaps the hat isn't what we're looking for. I mean, it has to be the top, right? Because, like... Missing for rule. No, I'm gonna say the top. Unless there's something, like, on the back. But I don't see anything. Let's go initialing. Why not? Or we already did that. You just bit up Ridley. Sick, dude. Ridley's awesome, and I love when.
Take that!
I don't know this. Let's try this initially. Got it. The consciousness of which I speak, of course, is the initialing. Most astute observation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Eggert Benedict? I'm just gonna call him Eggs. I'm calling this guy Eggs or Benedict. It's either Eggs or it's Benedict. We are led to believe, sir, that your initials are EB. Yet, in a most possessive manner, you have in your grasp a cane bearing the initials AG. An incontrovertible contradiction indeed, would you not agree? No, you're wrong. This cane isn't... You said before that you had that cane for years. So don't try to tell us that you just borrowed it from a friend or found it in the park. In short, though you hold yourself to be a gentleman, you have withheld your true name. Ooh. He's mad. You recoiled, sir. Something wrong? And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer of the next conundrum. Alright, the truth behind the rod you bear. It's not his. Let me see the court record really quick. See if there's any names we know. Nah. So we're trying to figure out his name? Probably? Hang on, 1 minute. Alright, sorry, I had to clear my throat really quick. Betrays the truth. I didn't do a very good job, though, apparently. Wah. The handle. Let's consider the bare bones of what has happened here. Miss Lestrade redeemed that fine-looking overcoat, and now a mysterious man has appeared, introducing himself with a fake name, and claiming that the overcoat belongs to him. But we know he actually identified Miss Lestrade from the written description, which suggests that everything else he's told us is untrue. So what we need to do here is somehow prove that the overcoat cannot possibly belong to him. There's a rip in it. Split seam. I think that's, or the hat. Split seam. Let's check this out. Oh, the seam on the shoulder is coming apart. Look. So it is. Do you know, a moment ago when Mr. Benedict was surprised by something he said, I thought I heard him make a rather strange noise. It sounded a bit like a tiny growl. I heard that too. But now I think it was probably the sound of the seam ripping open. If you look closely, it does seem to be a very tight fit. It seems very stretched to be bursting, and he wouldn't have hope of fastening it at the front. If he were to run around in it, I'm sure the whole thing would fall apart. That I'd like to see. Sorry? So how can we make Mr. Benedict run around? She's really giving this some thought. He run around? I mean, yeah, it's tight on him, right? So... I'm gonna say that, right? The split seam, because it's short on it. If it's not, I'll eat my shoe. The split seam, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see? Oh! Yes, because the overcoat is rather obviously a poor fit. Having forced it over to your broad shoulders, the seam is already breaking apart. My suspicions were aroused from the outset. when you so badly lied about your name and so boldly waylaid this pickpocket? This catalogue of untruths has been for one very specific purpose. To steal the article that the young girl redeemed from Mr. Windybank. Oh! Bites the dust. But what really irks me is this. The considerable crime I initially imagined has been considerably curtailed. Yeah. So what was he up to? That's the real question. He's up to something suspicious. He's going to be important for later. Could he have killed someone? I don't know. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. As for the details of this elaborate crime that you have in planning. Is my heater on? No, it's not. I turned it on earlier, but thought I forgot to turn it off. Gentlemen, have you forgotten that I've redeemed the article in the proper manner using the watchword? Yeah, pose. Oh, I'd not been the one to deposit it in the first place. How would I possibly have known the relevant details? Ne sais pas. Is he French? Ne sais pas. Oh, but the watchword can be discovered. Can be. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. Oh, and your furtive glance is telling me more than I could have hoped. What? Let us consider how one might come to learn a secret watchword relating to the pawned property of another. The method is revealed by the council notice on the counter which your eyes will inadvertently draw. Nah. The direction of the deduction must change rather dramatically now, I think. Yep, no more talk of toddling into the sewers, which is a pity because it all sounds rather exciting. Anyway, you can't deny that this mysterious gentleman did know the watchword. Yes, Professor. If you didn't know what word, Mr. Windybank would never allow you to redeem the article. Or looking at it another way, if you did know what the word was, Mr. Windybank would allow you to redeem the article, whether it was yours or not. So the question is could this gentleman have found the watchword out somehow? Probably. What does this note say? Look at this, Mrs. Sato. Oh, it appears to be a memo that Mr. Windybank has scribbled to himself. Let's see, what does it say? It's gonna say Professor. Oh, Professor! Yeah. Mr. Windybank must make a note of the watchwords his customers give him right before their eyes. And an alarmingly clear script as well. Play the Professor Layton games? But I'm playing Ace Attorney! Oh dear, I don't know where to look. Who knows what other secrets I might see? Yep, okay, Professor. Whoops, I almost dropped my controller. Don't want to drop this, it's expensive. The method is revealed by the note on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. Yes, the broker here follows the same procedure whenever a case comes to redeem order. He asks the customer for the watchword and notes down a response uttered on a note that he has to hand. Then he consults his ledger and confirms whether or not the watchword matches that of the article in question. I would expect nothing less of a diligent pawnbroker. But his diligence clearly has its disadvantages. What are you talking about? It is increasingly apparent that you were present in this shop before your accusation against Miss Lestrade. In all likelihood, you followed her inside and then observed her talking to Mr. Windybank. When the diligent broker made a note of the watchword at his common practice, you observed him writing the word Professor on the note beside the ledger. Yeah. I'm like a hype man. I'm like, yeah, that's right. You tell him. Oh yeah. And that, sir, was the master plan you devised to steal the pawned article from the young Miss Lestrade. Master plan. Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. Why would you go to such lengths to redeem that particular article from the pawnbroker? You're quite serious. For an ill-fitting overcoat hardly seems to justify the effort, much less a worthless music box disc. So naturally, you had a very good reason to make them yours, didn't you, Mr. Benedict? You have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know. The articles we're talking about are the overcoat and the music box disc that was in one of the pockets, which according to Mr. Winterbank isn't even worth a penny. And yet this man went to such lengths to steal them. Why? I wonder if perhaps we already have the evidence we need to explain it, Mr. Naruhodo. Could we, really? We could have a thorough look through all the evidence we've collected so far. We didn't collect any evidence. Not really. I guess the disc, right? Oh yeah, for McGilded, yeah. Of course. That's right.
Take that!
Right? Sure. You see, this music disc box tells us all we need to know. What's that on the back? It reads, for McGilded. This guy, I hate this guy. This guy sucks. Ah, Mr. Magnus McGilded, the unfortunate philanthropist who perished in curious circumstances in the Old Bailey 2 months ago. Oh yeah, he's dead. I shouldn't talk about, like, I hate this guy. An improminent man in London, through his lone mongering, demonstrated a distant lack for scruples. So, you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate? Mr. McGilded was a man of unusually small stature, in fact. He was precisely the right size for that overcoat. Well, I mean, I don't know, it seems kind of long. It'd be like dragging over the ground and... yeah, whatever. He squeezed himself into. He was also kind of broad. He was a gremlin. McGilded was a gremlin. Your true identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Benedict. But the final conclusion here is crystal clear. The reason you came to this pawnbrokery today is to collect those items. Was to retrieve an article left behind by the late Magnus McGilded. Ah! Duang. To acquire an item deposited by Mr. McGilded. Gotcha. Elementary, my dear. God, we're cool. We're so cool. Well, well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. That's a name I expected to hear in these circumstances. Is he in this case now? No, he's not. Oh, dude, it's the guy without a hat. It's Eggert without a hat on. That's awesome, look. My name is Yoshikage Kira. I would play that right now. I would do the whole thing. If I had everything set up, I would do it right now. He appeared at Winterbank's Pawnbrokery. Yeah. Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid there's something very troubling in my mind. Pray tell, Mr. Sato. Well, according to what Mr. Winterbank told us earlier, today was the final day on which the code would have been redeemed, was it not? Yes, ma'am, that is correct. Today will be precisely 2 months since it was first deposited. Well, today is the 15th of April, so 2 months ago today would have been the 15th of February, so that's right. It's all carefully recorded in my ledger. Deposited at 10:30 p.m., I see. What? But that suggests... Was that when he was... Is he dead? Was he dead then? That's the same... He has the same hair as me, you said? Wow. No, it's not. My hair's awesome. Hey, you want to see my hair? Here, I'll show you my hair. Here, I'll show you my hair really quick. Why not? Face cam. Here's my hair. Hey, here's my hair. My hair. Wow. Okay, that's enough. Yes, the 15th of February. It's precisely the day in which the omnibus murder took place. And 10:30 in the evening is precisely the time at which the terrible events were unfolding. How do they remember that? Suggestive is not the word, but it would seem the matter is entirely beyond coincidence. You are, of course, at liberty to make whatever outlandish deductions you choose. However... Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! I must insist that you hand over the music box disc now. This is truly a menacing moment. That's not good. That's not good. It would be a terrible shame for you to return to your native land in a box. God, what do I do? Uh-oh. We're gonna get killed right now. I'm gonna save, because we're about to get killed, I swear. Like, what would I do? In reality, I'd be like, okay, fine, dude. Just take the disc. Like, I don't know. Nah, screw you. You can't shoot. There's only one bullet in there. There's only one bullet in there. You can't hurt me. Because I'll dodge that one bullet. I can't dodge two, but I can dodge one. There's some things a man must protect at all cost. This may well be one of those things. Then again, it may not. Wait, what? Oh, they both have guns. Oh, wait, he's the guy with the one. Oh, I misjudged. This is like the last case all over again. Mr. Windibank.
This is my shop. I can't allow harm to come to my customers. If that were to happen, I would have to take my own life.
Mr. Windibank, no. Alright, that's enough. Oh, it's our boy. It's our boy. Inspector Gregson.
Inspector? That's right, sunshine. The alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines. Got here as fast as we could. Now, what's all this about, eh? Oh, praise be, you're here at last. I was moments away from forfeiting my own life at my own establishment.
See how good my acting can be, like, right now.
It would seem you have the upper hand.
Oh yeah, the cops are in here, that's right.
Right, you have a lot of explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered with some petty argy-bargy.
Petty? Mr. Windibank, we very nearly met with his end.
Yeah, by his own gun as far as I can tell. Oh dear. And the whole of Britain could meet with its end if I don't get to the bottom of this case I'm supposed to be working on.
What on earth is the case, Inspector? Spare no detail, Gregson.
I might have said a little too much.
Well, we'll be involved soon enough, so don't worry about it.
No matter, it's nothing to do with you lot now,
No, but it will be. It will be, don't worry about it. It's okay.
Anyway, sir, you've got to come down with me to the station. But of course, Inspector. Oh! He's getting away! Get after him, lads! Whistle the beat officer too! Sir!
He just dude. He used bites the dust. He's gone.
And there's been a spate of thefts at pawn shops around here recently, so we fit emergency buttons underneath all the counters for brokers to let us know when there's trouble.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, Inspector, I was very worried for a while, very worried indeed. Now then, Mr. Permanently in Mourning.
Oh, yeah? Wait, permanently in mourning? What is up with that? What do you mean? My friend is dead, and you're just like, oh yeah, look at this guy, still sad about his best friend dying when he was supposed to be here, enjoying his time, and they were supposed to have a good time. Screw you. Yeah, permanently in mourning, yeah. I'll be taking whatever it is of McGilda's down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over. Oh, yeah, of course. No, don't give it to him, it's mine, it's mine.
I'm sorry, miss, but anything belonging to Mr. McGilda has to be taken in as evidence now.
As evidence? If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to Sorry, I just broke a little bit. It's all yours, Inspector. Ugh. I mean, it's fine. I don't want it. That's like, there's blood on it. There's blood on it. I don't want it. And so we handed Mr. McGilda's disc over to Inspector Gregson. And we're summarily turfed out of the shop and into the street. man. I guess that's, yep, to be continued. There we go. Alright. Man, it's, Mr. McGill that's coming back in the picture. And, I am kind of afraid because that guy is he should not be trusted. I bet he's still alive somehow. Like, there's something about him. Like, he's alive. Let's save and...